Hi, I'm Lewis, and let's take a second and talk Black Widow. I will try not to spoil this. Let me start by saying it's been a while, and after the Fast and Furious, which was, to me, a letdown, but a discussion for a whole other day, movies are back with Black Widow. Had a big weekend last weekend, and it was good to see. It was interesting because I think the Black Widow character passing away in Avengers Endgame was sad. I don't think that's the one that anybody expected. I think most of us kind of knew that either Captain America or Iron Man or both were going to say their goodbyes, but the fact that it also happened to Scarlett Johansson's character was a little bit of a shocker, but it worked well for the story. Now, this one takes place between Civil War and Infinity War, so we get to go back in time. Now, the downside to that is because we already know when Natasha actually passes away, the one thing the movie does lack, because when you do a prequel story, it lacks that feeling of imminent danger that's going on. But nonetheless, Black Widow kicks some ass, and it's good. And you can see this on Disney Plus, or you can see it in theaters. I recommend seeing it in theaters. I wanted the reclining seats, the expensive popcorn, the gallon of soda, and the gigantic effing screen so I could forget about life for a while, and I did just that. And I enjoyed it. It's a cool story to tell. We get to see a little bit of the backstory of Black Widow, how she came to be. They tease Budapest, but they never really get into Budapest, which is the whole thing that Hawkeye and her have been going back and forth with for years now, and it does tell a pretty good story. It makes you want to see more of the character, and you realize that without any superpowers, she's still pretty much a badass. The stunts and the excitement level is there. It's on par with a Marvel movie. Much like most of Marvel's video villains, this guy's a little bit forgettable, and the Taskmaster thing was kind of a letdown. Taskmaster's a really cool villain. He can mimic anybody's fighting style and anybody's stuff. So in this one, he mimics a little bit of Black Panther, a little Captain America, a little Hawkeye, and a little Black Widow as far as the combat goes. And it plays really well in the movie. It's just I guess the reveal didn't quite pack the punch that I think a lot of us would have liked it to have packed. Needless to say, though, it's a great movie. It's a great installment into the Marvel franchise. And if Scarlett Johansson wants to come back and do another movie, they could definitely tell some stories as to what happened. I think there's a really good story of what happened with her, Captain America, and Falcon when they were kind of on the run before Infinity War began. You can always go back and add to the story without losing the power that came with Endgame, which was still one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. But nonetheless, whether you're watching it on Disney Plus or whether you're checking it out in theaters, definitely give Black Widow the watch. It is fantastic. It also does tie into the future, and like so many other things, Marvel does a great job of setting up what's next. Now, this was supposed to have come out before Falcon and Winter Soldier hit Disney Plus, and you can kind of tell a little bit about that, especially with the end credits scene. It goes right into what will be the Hawkeye series, and then see where we go from there. No real major clues on what the next big Marvel franchise is going to be. We'll probably have to wait for Eternals or Shang-Chi or something along those lines. But nonetheless, Black Widow, very healthy installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and very much worth your time. So check it out, and remember, down in front.